Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, this is our fourth session for data interpretation. In the previous sessions, we have discussed various types of pie diagrams, bar graphs, and we have discussed so many problems. Even I have shared good number of time-saving techniques also with you. So I hope you are getting comfort now with data interpretation. In this session also, we are going to take some bar graphs. So let's begin the session. Now let's take up this first set of questions. Here we are given a bar diagram over here. Here, import and export of spare parts by an automobile company over the given years, right? So here the amount is given in rupees, and this is what year-wise graphs are given of import and export of automobile parts, right? So first of all, just see the graph carefully and read the questions. Now first question let's take. During which year the percentage rise or fall in imports from the previous year is the lowest, right? That means we have to find out the percentage increase or decrease over the period, right? So let's take up, we have four options. So we will be going with these options only. We don't have to check for another years. So for 1994, we have to calculate for rise and fall in imports, right? In 1994, we have to see the increase or decrease from 1993, right? So what was the import in 1993? That is around 35, okay? And what was the import in 94? That is 30. So there is a fall. Now what is that fall? That is 5. And this fall will be calculated on the base value, right? So the base value will be taken as the import of 1993, that is 35. Okay, we are not going to calculate a percentage, we just look the fraction. So whatever the fraction is bigger or smaller, we will come to know the answer. No need to calculate the percentage rise or fall, right? Similarly, in 1998, in 1997, the import was 55. In 1998, import was 60. So the difference is 5, and this difference is over 55, right? Similarly, 1997, in 1996, import is 50. In 97, import is 55. So the difference is 5. There is a rise, and divided by import of 1996, that is the base value, that is 50, right? Similarly, for 1995, in 1994 import is 30, and in 95 import is 40, so the difference is 10, and this difference is over 1994, that is 30. Okay, so from 30 to 40 the increase is of 10, and this 10 is increased over 30, so 10 by 30. Now we have got the 4 fraction, and we have to find out the lowest fraction, right? Because we are to find out the lowest percentage rise or fall, right? Now this is 1 by 7, this is 1 by 11, this is 1 by 10, and this is 1 by 3. In all the 4 cases, numerator is 1. So the fraction which is having the highest numerator will give the lowest value. So highest denominator, I'm sorry. So the highest denominator is 11, that is in this case 1998. So 1 by 11 is the smallest fraction among these 4. Okay, so in this year only the percentage fall or the percentage increase was lowest, right? So 1998 is the correct choice. I hope you are clear. Now the next question is, what is the ratio of total imports to total exports for all the given years together? That means first of all we have to add the total import value, we have to find out the total import value and total export value. Now just add, this is 35 plus 30 plus 40 plus 50. If you wish to write, you can. If you don't wish to write, you can directly add, right? So it's 50, then it is 55, then it is 60, and then 45, right? And this is import and divide it by total export, right? What's that? That is 40 plus 45 plus this is 35 plus 40 plus 60 plus 50 plus 55, right? So if you write, it would take definitely more time. So what I would suggest, just add them as it is. Just simply see, this is 30, 30, 30, 60, 60 and 40, 100, 150, 150 plus 50 is 200, then 260, then 300. Now 300 plus 5, then plus 5, and then plus 5. So it is 315, right? So you can directly add, that would be rather better. Similarly, in the case of exports also you can directly add, that is similarly you can add for exports also, that is 40 plus 40, 80, 80 plus 30, 110, 110 plus 40 is 150, 150 plus 60 is 210, then 260, then 260 plus 50, that is 310, then these in the three cases we have 5s extra, so 10 plus 15 is 325, right? So this is the total of imports, this is the total of exports, right? Now we have to find out the ratio. First of all, just check it up. Numerator is smaller than the denominator, right? So this option and this option, both of them are cancelled, right? Now what? So denominator is 5, 6, 7, I'm sorry, numerator 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Numerator is multiple of 9, and in the options among these two, only this is, in this case only the numerator is multiple of 5. So 315 will definitely be a multiple of 63, right? So the answer is 63 by 65. I hope you are clear. Now this question. In which of the following pair of years the total import is equal to total export in the same pair of years? In this question you don't have to calculate much, just go by option, that will be really easy for you. Suppose we take the example of 1996-97, right? In 1996 the import is 50, in 97 the import is 55, so the total import is 105. And what is the total export? That is 40 plus 60, that is 100, so it's not correct, right? Similarly we can check for 1993 and 1998, 98, 99 and other options, right? In 1993 and 98 the total import is 35 plus 60, that is 95, and export is 40 plus this 50, 90, so even it's not the correct option. 98 and 99 the total import is this 60 plus 45, that is 105, and in 1999 I'm sorry, in these years the export is this 50 plus this is 55, so it is 105. So in this case it's same, so this will be the correct choice, no need to check further. Okay, now let's see this question. The total imports in the year 95, 96, 97 together are what percent of the total export during the same period? So first of all, let's calculate the total import in these 3 years. In 1995 it is 40, then it is 40 plus 50, 90, 90 and 55, that is 145. Divided by total export in the in this duration, right? So it's 35, 35 plus 40 is 75, 75 plus 60, that is 135, right? So this percentage we have to calculate. Now the data is this 145 is greater than 135, so our answer will be more than 100%. So these two options are cancelled, right? Now friends, the remaining two options are quite closer to each other. So we have to calculate the percentage accurately, right? So what I do is 145 by 135 into 100. First of all, I just take 100%, that is 135 by 135. I'm just writing over here, but you don't have to write. So this is what 100%, right? Now I have to calculate this much only. Now that is 1000 by 135. So that is 5 times 200 and this is 5 times 27, right? So now divide 200 by 27. Definitely 7 will come because we are having 107 in both the cases. So 27 sevens are 189. 189, then we are left out with 11. So 11 and just put a decimal. So 111, it will be 110. 110 divided by 27, that is 27 twos are 54 and 54 twos are 108. So it will be 7.4, right? So in all, this is cancelled. After 7, the decimal, the data should be 4. So this is the correct choice. No need to calculate further, right? I hope you are getting me. Now, in this question, which of the following pairs of years and the present increase in the export over the previous year is correctly matched? So in 1996, the percentage increase is given as 14.29%. So first of all, let us find out the percentage increase in export in 1996. So what is the export value in 1996? That is 40. The export value in 1995 is 35. So increase is 5. So from 1995 to 1996, the export increase is 5 and this increase is over 35. So it's 5 by 35, right? So it's 1 by 7. And 1 by 7 is nothing but around 14%. So this option is correct. No need to check further, right? So I hope you are clear with all the 5 questions related to this particular bar diagram. Now let's take up next set of questions. We have a pie diagram as well as a table over here. So just read the information first of all. The pie chart shows the percentage population affected by certain disease in a town whose total population is 3 million, that is 30 lakh. The table shows the ratio of males to females affected by the disease, right? Now, here we are given the pie chart and a table, right? And based on these data, we have to take up the questions, right? So let's take up our first question. Now, what population of females is affected by skin disease? Friends, it's a quite simple question. Even we don't have to go for any sort of paperwork. Just listen to me carefully. The complete pie diagram is broken into degrees, right? So the total value of the center is 360 degree, in which skin disease is 60 degree, right? That means 60 degree out of 360, that is 1/6. So 1/6 of the population is affected by skin disease, right? Now 1/6 of 3 million, that is 1/6 of 30 lakh, that is 5 lakh, right? So 5 lakh people are suffering from skin disease, right? Now what is the breakup of 5 lakh into males and females? That is 3:2, and we have to find out the population of females. So out of 5, females is 2, right? This 3 plus 2, 5. Out of 5, females are 2. So from 5, females are 2. So in all, the total population which is affected is 2 by 5 of 5 lakh, that is 2 lakh, right? Quite a simple question, friends. Let's take up the next question. Now, the population of males affected by TB is what percent of the total population? First of all, we have to find out the total number of persons who are affected from TB. That is 30 degree out of 360, right? So 30 out of 360 of 3 million. This is the total population which is affected by TB, right? Out of this, we have to find out the number of males. Now, for TB, males and females are equal portion, right? So half of the TB affected persons are males and half of them are females. So from this we have to calculate half the value, right? So it's quite simple, friends. So this is the male population that is affected by TB divided by, this is the total population, because males affected by TB is what percent of total population. So this is the male affected by TB, this is the total population into 100. That will give us the percentage, right? So it's 3 million, 3 million is cut. It's, I just write it over here once again, 3 by 36 into 1 by 2 into 100. That is precisely we have to calculate. So it's 3. So that's 100 by 24. Now 24 fives are 120. So the calculation will be less than 5%, right? So it's less than 5%. I hope you are clear. Now this question, what is the ratio of the population having no disease to the population having viral disease? So population having no disease is 215 degree. We don't have to calculate the value in percentage because both the calculations or both the datas are already in degrees. So mutually the degrees will get cancelled. So no disease is 215 and population having viral is 45, right? So we have to find out the ratio of 215 to 45. Now just look at the options. We have 45 in the denominator and 215 in the numerator. So this option cannot be correct because it's not 5 times. Even this option cannot be correct because the numerator is not multiple of 4. This option further not correct because the denominator is not multiple of 7. This option has to be correct because this is the last option first of all, and the other thing is the denominator is multiple of 9 and numerator is multiple of 43. So it's actually 5 times 43 and 5 times 9. So I hope you are clear. Quite a simple problem. Now this is bit twisted question. Find the number of females who are affected by viral disease but not by TB. Friends, in this case we are given the separate calculation for viral and TB, and the total of this pie diagram is already 360 degree. So there is no overlapping of viral and TB. Okay, because no information is provided for that. So we can assume that the viral disease, the females having viral disease has nothing to do with the females having TB, right? So you just calculate the females affected by viral disease. Now 45 degree, that is 1/4 of the total population is affected by viral, right? I'm sorry, 45 by 360, so 45 by 360 is the total population that is affected by viral. And if we talk about the females, that is 8 plus 7, that is 15. Out of 15, 7 females are affected by viral, right? So 7 by 15. So this is the total calculation that we have to do. So it is 7 by 4 million, or we can say 1,75,000. I hope you are clear. Now, the population of males affected by skin disease is what percentage of the population of male affected by viral disease? First of all, let's find out the number of males affected by skin disease. Skin disease is 60 degree. So 60 by 360. Okay, that is skin disease of overall population. Then by viral disease is 45 by 360. Now the percentage of males affected by skin disease is calculated as it's 3 by 5, right, into 3 million, and we can calculate the percentage also, no problem. Similarly, affected by viral disease, viral is male is 8 by 15 of 3 million. So just forget this. Finally, it is 60 by 45 into 3 by 5 into 15 by 8, right? So it's 3 by 2, that means 150%, right? Quite easy. So we discussed 5 questions based on this pie diagram and this table, right? I hope you are clear. Now friends, let's take up another set of questions. Friends, I would suggest you not to just listen the lecture, just have your paper and pen, solve the problems on your own, then match your solution and answer with mine, right? That would help you a lot. Okay, and so gradually your level of thinking and analytic capability will also be increased, right? So let's take up this set of questions. Here we are given a table that is income of employees of different categories in a company. There are various types of employees, that is K, L, M and O. Their salary, bonus, overtime, arrears, miscellaneous and total is given in this table. Now let's take up the questions. Who among the following employees has minimum ratio of arrears to income from salary? So for K, income from salary is 12,000 and income of arrears to salary. So arrears should be in numerator. So it is 6,000 by 12,000. So it's 1 by 2, right? L, it is 5,400 by 6,000. So 54 by 60 I can take, or 9, 6 9s are 6 10s are. So it's 9 by 10. Then in case of M, it's 12,000 by 21,000. So I can take 12 by 21. So 3 4s are and 3 7s are. Then for N, it's 42 by 90. I'm just cancelling 0. So 42 by 90, that is 6 7s are, sorry, 6 7s are and 6 15. Now for O, it is 75 by 120. So 15 5s are and 15 8s are. Now we have to find out the minimum fraction among all these, right? So 1 by 2, 9 by 10, 4 by 7, 7 by 15 and 5 by 8. Now I have already discussed in my number system sessions how to arrange the fractions in ascending or descending order, right? First of all, in this particular case, I'll just explain everything once again. After that, just try to apply the logic on your own. This is 1 by 2, 9 by 10, 4 by 7. Here in this case, the difference between numerator, all of these are proper fraction first of all. So here in this case, numerator and denominator, the difference is 1, and here also the difference is 1. So both of them, in among these two, this is greater, right? We have to find out the minimum ratio, so eliminate this. This cannot be the minimum, right? And randomly also you can take up, just a moment, or cross multiplication method will be most suitable in this case. Suppose if you wish to compare between 4 by 7 and 7 by 15, just cross multiply. So it's 15 into 4 60 and 7 into 7 49. So this is smaller because here we are getting 60, here we are getting 49. So this is eliminated. Now it's 7 8s are 56 and 15 5s are 75. So further this is eliminated because it's greater, and this 7 by 15, if it would have been 7 by 14, then it would be equal to 1 by 2, but in this case it is great, the numerator is bigger than 14, so 7 by 15 is smaller than 1 by 2. So this is the minimum ratio, right? Similarly, who among the following employees earns maximum bonus in comparison to his total income? That is bonus by total income, the ratio we have to find out. So here the bonus is 24 and the total is 270, right? Two zeros I am cancelling out. So it's 24 . So bonus by total income. So it's 24 by 270. Here L, it's 12 by 150. It's 45 by 450. This is 24 by 210. Then this 30 by 300. So friends, very simple fractions we are having over here. No need to calculate. It is less than 1 by 10. It is also less than 1 by 10. It is 1 by 10. It is also 1 by 10, and this is a single option that is greater than 1 by 10, because to make it 1 by 10 we should have in denominator 240, but the denominator is smaller than 240, so that means this data will be greater than 1 by 10. So the maximum value of the fraction among these four is this, right? I hope you are clear. Now further, who among the following employees has maximum percentage of his salary out of total income? Further, salary by total income. In all these questions, we just have to compare the fractions. So I hope after completion of 4-5 problems, you'll be able to compare the fractions easily, right? Now, salary by total income. In the case of this, salary is 12,000 and the total income is 27,000. So it is 12 by 27. In this case, it is 6 by 60 by 150, or we can say 6 by 15. In this case, it is 21 by 45. In this case, it is 9 by 21. And in this case, it is 12 by 30. Now we have to find out the biggest fraction or the largest fraction among all these. Now this is 6 by 15 and this is 12 by 30. That means it is also actually 12 by 30. So two options cannot be correct. So this has gone and this is gone, right? Now among these three, which one is the greatest? Now it is 3 4s are 12 and 3 9s are. It is 3 7s are and 3 15. It is 3 3 and 3 7, right? Now just make a quick cross multiplication and eliminate the smaller one. So it's 7 by 15 and it is 4 by 9. So 15 into 4 60 and 9 into 7 63. So 7 by 15 is greater than this. So this is also gone. Now just in these two, it is 7 into 7 49 and it is 15 into 3 45. So it's greater. So this is the correct choice, right? Do not copy the fractions once again in your rough copy or anywhere else, right? Just do it quickly over here itself, right? Now, how many employees have their salary less than 4 times their income from bonus? So just take the bonus as 4 times and compare it with the salary of individual category. So it's 2400. 2400 into 4 is 9600 and salary is more than that. So first option, like K, is not the correct choice. Then 12 fours are 48, further L will not be there. Then 45 into 4, that is 180, even it will not be there. 24 fours are 96, it is less than 9600. So we have one category. Then 3 fours are 12, so it's equal. That means the 4 times of bonus is equal to salary, but we are asked about less, right? So even it won't be the correct choice. So only a single category, that is category N, is having the salary less than 4 times the income from bonus, right? Okay. Now The income from overtime is what percent of the income from arrears in the case of employee in category O. Okay, overtime by arrears for O. Overtime is 6,000 and arrears is 7,500. So our calculation is 6,000 by 7,500 into 100, right? So precisely it is the fraction 60 by 75. 60 by 75, if we cancel it from 15, that is it will be 4 by 5. 4 by 5 is 80%. Okay, so quite a simple problem. You can do it mentally, right? Now friends, we have done so many problems in this session. In the next session, once again we'll be taking more problems, more types of graphs, and we'll start taking some complicated ones. So do revise this session and the previous sessions as well. Bye bye, see you in the next session.